Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I got an exciting announcement. This isn't audio related or anything like that, but I got a new daily driver, and I'm going to show it to you right now. But before I do that, be sure to like the video and also subscribe. My channel has been growing like crazy, especially with the audio stuff, so I really appreciate that. And just want to give you the background of this car. So some of you may know, I know the videos didn't get a lot of traction and stuff like that, didn't get a lot of views, but I sold my 1981 Z28 Camaro. I owned it for 3 or 4 years, I don't even remember, and I'm sorry the lens is fogging up. There we go. And I owned it for like 3 or 4 years, and I never hardly did anything to it. You know, my goal was I was going to make it into a project car, kind of film the process and all that good stuff, but I never did anything to it. I mean, I got it running and all that. It ran when I bought it, but I also let it sit for 2 to 3 years, and I finally got it running and stuff. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, I'm to the point where I'm not going to do anything with it. I've owned it for 3 or 4 years and I haven't done a single thing to it, so I just need to sell it and get rid of it. So I sold it. As everybody knows, if you live in the United States, but I'm pretty sure it's like that everywhere. But gas prices are insane right now. I live in Tennessee, kind of like the Knoxville area, and I want to say, the regular gas is like 87 is $4.59 a gallon, I think, around here. So it's not too expensive, but I mean, compared to other places. But as you know, I have a 2014 Chevy SS. It's actually in the garage right here, and it's not the greatest on gas. I mean, it's a awesome car. It's so much fun to drive, and to daily drive it was great. But I bought it, and I was like, I bought it with the intentions of daily driving it. So I, started daily driving it, and I was like, you know what, this car is too nice to daily drive, and it had super low miles. The values on the SS has really, I wouldn't say climbed, but it's gotten to the point where it's staying flat. They're selling now pretty much what they sold for new, even with miles on them. So I was like, you know what, let's see if I can save the miles, save some value on it, and just it can be my fun car, you know what I mean? So I sold the Camaro, got a decent amount off of it, and decided, you know what, I'm going to buy a nice, fuel efficient, reliable daily driver. So that is what I got, and I will show you it right now. This is my new to me, 2012 Volkswagen Golf TDI. It is a turbo diesel. It is a 6-speed manual, and it is honestly a blast to drive. Which you would think is kind of weird, because I daily drove an SS for a little bit with 415 horsepower and big V8. It would be a lot of fun to drive, but this thing is actually pretty fun. It is not very fast at all. I think 0 to 60 is somewhere in the 8 or 9 second range, and it's got a big whopping, I believe it's 140 horsepower from the 2-liter turbo diesel. But I love this thing a lot. As you can tell, I have already tinted it. I bought it without tint. Bought it pretty much, well, yes, I bought it bone stock, but it's not in the greatest of shape. I mean, you can probably see scrape right here, scrape right here. The wheels aren't in great shape. It needs some things. I mean, it's nasty too. As you can see, the windshield's nice and dirty, but it is very, very fuel efficient and very reliable. A lot of people will say that the diesels, especially this generation, they would say the older ALH and BEW, if you know your TDIs, are the most reliable ones. But I think that any of the turbo diesels from Volkswagen are very reliable if you just take care of it and keep up with the maintenance. So that is my intentions with this. Of course, I'm the type of person, I can't leave anything bone stock, so I will be doing stuff to it, and I will be taking you guys along that process. So I bought it in Atlanta. If you know, I live in around Knoxville, so it's like a 3-hour drive, I want to say. I couldn't get anybody to go with me, so I purchased it, drove it back up here, and took my fiance back, and she drove the SS back, and I took this. So it's kind of a process to get it up here, but this is it. So I'll kind of walk you around and show you some things. I'll show you some things that it needs and stuff like that, and what I've done, especially tent wise. Here's the 2-liter turbo diesel. You know, it is, like I said before, it is not very fast whatsoever. It's got a big whopping 140 horsepower. This one does have a 6-speed manual, which is great. It's even better on gas mileage, I believe. Right now, you know, just normal driving, kind of like half interstate and half city driving, I think I'm averaging around 42 miles per gallon, around in there, which is absolutely fantastic. But so far I haven't done anything under the hood. The only thing I've done is take off the awful sound deadening or hood fabric, I don't even know what you call it, because it was, you know, drooping down and hanging down, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna take it off and just not deal with it. You know, I was gonna see if there was any aftermarket, you know, options for that, but there's not really. So unless I just, you know, got one like it had that was in good shape. But yeah, so I haven't done anything under the hood. You know, I do plan to go, you know, intake, and I probably will delete it at some point, you know, just to get rid of some of the emission stuff, because I don't know, maybe I've only had it about a month or so, maybe 3 weeks after I bought it. It popped a check engine light coming back from a long distance trip, and I don't remember the exact code, but it had something to do with the DPF filter. You know, so, and then it ended up just disappearing. I deleted it, and then it just never came back. So I don't know what the deal with that was, but eventually I will delete it and just get a full straight pipe exhaust, just because they sound so cool, straight piped. But yeah, that's kind of gist of the engine. So now going around the outside here, let me shut the door. Going around the outside, I will do some cosmetic things, like I'll probably get some headlights because they aren't looking the best. I actually have LED headlights already for it, so I will be making a video on installing those and kind of how they look and what brand I got and all that good stuff. But I do kind of want to get some decent coilovers. I know this is just my daily driver and I don't need to be sinking a lot of money into it, but I would like to get some coilovers and some different wheels and just kind of drop it a little bit and make it look a little cleaner and a little better. But like I said, it does have some dings and stuff like that. And like when I bought it, like as you can see, there's a hole right there in the reverse light, so I'll be getting some new tail lights. I might as well get some decent aftermarket ones, you know what I mean? But as far as the outside, I don't plan to do anything major. Like I'm not going to be doing no wide body kits or air ride or some big wide wheels or anything like that. But you know, it does need some little cosmetic things, like that little thing going over the keyhole is missing. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of the outside. The tent. So if people have been watching my videos. The SS I put 5% on the sides, back, and all that good stuff, and then I put 35% ceramic on the windshield. Everything is ceramic on the SS. This one, you know, I didn't feel like fooling with it, and Volkswagens are hard to tint. If you know anything about tinting, you know what I mean. But I did 35 ceramic on the whole windshield. I decided to do ceramic on the windshield just because it's the biggest window on this whole car. You know, better to block the heat, and it's the one I look out of the most. And then I did 15% carbon film on the rest of it. But it is very, very dark. I kind of thought about, you know, just taking this off and going with 50%. But I don't know. I haven't quite decided what I want to do with that. But so far, that is pretty much all I have done to this car is the tint. Makes it look a lot better. But let's hop into the interior. So I bought a two-door. I kind of wanted a two-door because my plans are I can either, you know, leave the back seat down like this, or I thought about like doing a delete of the back seat, like actually taking it out and building some kind of box or something to cover up that part, and then maybe getting some carpet to fit over it and stuff like that. But I haven't quite decided if I want to, you know, go that route or not. I mainly wanted a two-door because of that, and I would have all this cargo area. I either wanted a two-door Golf or a Jetta wagon, or the Golf wagon, but the Golf wagons are hard to find in the price range I was looking for. But yeah, I wanted all this cargo area. It does kind of suck that I can only hold 2 people, but that ends up kind of being perfect because it's just me and my fiance that are wanting to go on road trips in this thing. Because I'm kind of tired of being the person that always have to drive, so now I drive a two-door, so I don't have to drive all the time. But overall, it's in, I would say, decent shape. When I bought it, I don't know if the dealership just didn't care about detailing it or anything, but it's absolutely nasty. Like, you can see some of the dirt in the cracks and crevices. Like, I'm not sure if I can find any. Like, if you look in between the little like diffuser thing, there's like nasty mold looking stuff. Eventually I'm going to do a hardcore detail, and I'm going to make a video of that because it'll be cool to see the process. But one big thing is the headliner is sagging. As you can tell, that was one thing I was like, whatever, that's fine. You know, there's some scratches on the panels, headliner sagging. Let me come up front here. It is a manual. As you can see, like, seats are stained pretty good. You know, center console is kind of scratched up. No floor mat. Carpet's kind of nasty looking. Same with the door panels. You know, it's not in the nicest shape. Let me come around to the other side. The main thing was nothing is like ripped or torn. Like, as you can see in the seats aren't torn or ripped or anything. They're just kind of dirty. You know, there's like a paint stain right there. If you look down here in the floor, this is actually like hard. So that obviously will not come out. But you can see all the nastiness down here. But yeah, so you can see there's some wear on the shift boot, and this plastic down here is kind of worn out. Somebody had stuck something up here. You know, it's not in the greatest shape, but this makes it cool because it's the daily driver. You know, I don't have to care about it that much. But I will be getting, you know, eventually detailing this, and I'm going to take out the seats and shampoo the carpet and all that good stuff. I'll eventually find some floor mats to cover this up because it looks so weird. It's not really like nasty or like anything. It's just rock hard and it just looks weird. But yeah, I'll eventually, you know, replace the radio, replace the speakers because they are horrible. But it does have, I picked it, I've had it about a month now. I've been meaning to make this video, but it's got 118,000 miles, which is pretty good for a 2012, especially for a diesel. They will last a long time. I do plan, you know, to do like a full detail video of trying to spruce this thing up, you know, fixing some things, like I might get a shift boot and stuff like that. But yeah, that is my new Golf here, the nice TDI turbo diesel. But just kind of wanted to show you that I do plan on doing some more stuff with the SS, of course, but I do still have it. It's in the garage. It is nice and clean because I cleaned it yesterday, and now it's chilling in there. But just wanted to show you the daily driver, and you'll be seeing some more stuff with it because I'm crazy and can't keep anything stock, even if it is supposed to be a little beater daily driver. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one.